Hey, everybody, welcome to the postgame show. The final of 127 and 120, the Lakers. No Luka, no LeBron, didn't matter. Couple of observations in the first three games. This team's offense sucks, okay? It just sucks. There's no rhythm to it. It's iso ball in too many key situations of the game. It's like, let me take care of it. You have Domantas Sabonis on the team. It's like, oh, let's not worry about getting him the ball. We don't want to get Domantas the ball. I mean, the offense is driving me crazy here. It's just absolutely herky-jerky. I know 120 is enough to win the game, but the offense doesn't look right to me. Just way too much one-on-one. Again, you're not utilizing Sabonis. Defensively, I mean, why are you fouling 94 feet away from the basket? I mean, why are you doing that? And then here's the other thing. They're setting a screen 5 feet, 7 feet inside the timeline when Austin Reeves is being guarded by Keon Ellis. Why are you switching that far? Go under. You want Ellis on Austin Reeves. I don't know if it would have mattered, but it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like this team doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And one other thing before I get to Jerry, I don't want to hear about the officiating tonight, okay? We're not going to sit here and whine about the officials. Jerry, I got to tell you, I'm so frustrated after watching that game because you have a golden opportunity to beat the Lakers, and they come in and they make all the big plays in the game. They make the big plays. And the basketball IQ right now is driving me crazy with this team.
Well, the thing, to a lot of your points, I mean, basically Austin Reeves was Luka Doncic tonight. And really he made pretty much all the plays. I mean, not just the shots, but, the Kings really should have done a better job of getting it out of his hands. He's a terrific player, but one of the weaknesses, he's not the quickest guy. You can deny him the ball a little bit better, I think, or could have. And so, because really he was half their offense and made most of the plays. Yeah, but to your point, I agree with you on the offense, and I think Coach Christian's going to have to look into that. I know he's got a different offensive coordinator, so to speak, and everything. But Domas has been wasted. And and basically when he's not the hub of things, then you get into dribble ball. And that's really what we have. You have stretches where DeRozan was terrific, but it was kind of a one-on-one thing. Stretches where Levine, and of course Levine was very good all night. You just have kind of individual sections of offense for guys, and so just not the free-flowing offense that we've seen in the past from pretty much the same guys. So I think that's a concern, and it's going to be tough because and to your point on the fouls, there's some ticky-tack ones, but you can't grab.
That's right.
That's what refs they'll see that. When you don't move your feet, just like who's your buddy Mike O'Brien, we text a little bit, and he's talking about you got to move your feet first, not your hands first, and that's exactly what you got to do and what they weren't doing.
The Kings are one defensive rebound by the Utah Jazz away from being 0-3, but I'm not even looking at their record right now. I'm looking at how they're playing, what they're doing, but more importantly, what they're not doing. And this offense better get their what together and figure out a way to involve Domantas Sabonis in the game. I mean, I know he didn't play in the first game, and I get that. And maybe he wasn't 100% in the second game, but you know what? I'm sorry. If I got Sabonis on the floor, I want the ball to go through him on a lot of possessions.
Yeah, you need, it's got to get more free flowing.
Yep.
That's all. That's one thing he'll do. He's a good pressure outlet. Your guards, if they're under pressure, you can always hit the center. He's the center, and that allows for a lot of cutting off the ball. And, we didn't see that much. There again, that credit the Lakers. They got a couple of big hoops, LaRavia late, and a couple of guys really cutting off the ball. And that's definitely, it's going to get tougher. This team had better, is going to have to play much better just to stay in games with some of the better teams, because this Laker team without Luka and LeBron really isn't that talented.
All right, Ryno is at the game. Give us your thoughts, Ryno, after sitting there and watching that for 48 minutes.
A lot of fouling, a lot of free throws. You have a discrepancy like that between the Lakers and the Kings. It's going to be really hard to win a basketball game. Jerry, to your point, I got to ask you, because what you two were talking about is what stuck out to me in the first half. I don't understand what the Kings are doing with Sabonis offensively, Jerry. It looks like they're almost running a 2-3 zone offense against a man defense.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't been the what I call the hub of it, and I mean, and when you're just kind of using him as a screener, and then the ball stays on one side of the floor or the other, and then it basically a screen to where a guy can basically go one-on-one off screens or go away from them. And so, yeah, I think I'll be honest, I don't think he's being utilized very well right now, and that's not gonna work well long term.
I want to make a point to the folks, and we appreciate your comments on the chat line. There's no rule in the NBA that says that both teams have to shoot equal number of free throws. Okay, if you go back and watch the game, yep, could have they made some mistakes? Yeah, I'm sure they did. I didn't have a problem with the officiating tonight. I really didn't. A lot of the fouls that the Kings committed, they committed. Here's the biggest problem I had, if you want to talk about free throw disparity tonight. The Kings got into the penalty with a lot of time left to go in the fourth quarter, and they couldn't get to the line. Again, basketball IQ. They're a jump shooting team. They're a three-point shooting team. Get your butt to the free throw line. You've got the advantage. You're down 5. You've got the bonus with, I think, almost 8 minutes left to go in the game, and you don't get to the line. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not blaming that on the officials. I'm blaming that on you for being stupid. Get to the free throw line.
Yeah, you've got to give really put some pressure on the officials to make some calls. And when you're just basically playing a perimeter game, you're not going to get as many. I mean, to the Lakers' credit, they were the more aggressive team going to the basket, and certainly Reeves, he got a lot of ticky-tack calls, but that's what stars do. They always have, and King stars have been able to do that. So yeah, I wish the officials had been a little less. They called the game soft in my mind, but it was soft both ways.
Well, I mean, the Kings, although the numbers don't necessarily show the points in the paint, they were just dominated inside. Whenever they got close, they just got their shots blocked. And my biggest takeaway, Grant, to get back to your original question, how are we going to go another 3 or 4 weeks without Keegan Murray?
You're going to lose most of the games you play. That's just reality. You have a road trip that starts against Oklahoma City, the next night Chicago, then at Milwaukee, then at Denver. And without Keegan Murray, I think this team would be 3-0 right now if they had Keegan Murray. But, the Lakers didn't have Luka tonight, and they don't have LeBron, so I can't be whining and crying about, not having a starter. But Keegan Murray is a huge loss for Doug Christie. But it does not answer the question of why this team is being so stubborn offensively and not getting the ball to Sabonis. Okay, that Keegan Murray has nothing to do with that. That doesn't make any sense to me. That does not make sense to me.
Well, they need more ball movement. There's no doubt. How they get it, and I've been honestly expecting a little more high screen roll with Schroeder and all, but we just haven't seen that. And even Malik Monk hasn't been put in, which we know Malik is very good in that with he and Domas. And I don't recall seeing that in either of these games. So, there's a lot of ways really easily they can implement some things and this team can get better quite quick. But just the last thing on Keegan, and I think we all always want more from Keegan, but the point is, even as he was, if he's getting 7 points, he's valuable.
Yes,
he was the guy on this team especially valuable because he could guard big wings and he could also defensive rebound and scoring. You wanted him to score more, but that was, that's probably the least of
it. Jerry, I'm with what Grant said, and I want to get your opinion on this. This was the first time Dennis Schroeder had double-digit assists. But for me, when we're talking about the ball movement with the first unit, it starts and ends with him. And 18 shots is far too many shots for Dennis Schroeder. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Dennis, and I mean, I think you can see he's a very good player, and he can score. But I think what you really want from Dennis is a say a 9 or 10 shot game guy. You know, I think he'll get 12, 14 points for you, and maybe get the same number of assists, but get more ball movement. I mean, it's not just about assists; it's about the pass that leads to the assist sometime. And I think that's what we're not seeing. We're not really seeing that extra pass to make something happen. You know,
Yes.
everything is off the dribble.
Yeah.
Everything is off the dribble.
And little things, 2 possessions late in the third when the Lakers were in the bonus, you had Devin Carter come in for the first time this year, and in his first 2 seconds fouls 94 feet away from the basket. And then on the next possession, Cardwell does the exact same thing. And you're giving them, I think they made 3 out of 4 in that stretch. And all of these points add up. But again, I understand Doug wants the pressure. I get all of that. But you just cannot foul 94 feet away from the basket on back-to-back possessions. That's a killer right there.
Well, see, sometimes, too, I think as fans, we forget that pressure doesn't mean trying to steal the ball.
Yeah.
It's just picking the ball up and making them turn, use clock to get down into the 24-second clock can be your friend. That could be an extra defender if you can make that guy work. It's like you're talking about that play with Devin Carter. It's like, now what are you trying to do? Steal the ball there? Austin Reeves is not a real quick, fast guy. Just working. Make him use the full 8 seconds to cross the line, and then another 4 or 5 seconds to enter the ball, and all of a sudden your defense is a lot better.
Well, we all thought, I shouldn't say we all. I'll keep it to Ryno and me because we talked a lot about this. I thought with this, when the schedule came out, and not knowing anything about injuries, I thought the Kings had to go at the worst 2-1 in these first 3 games because of the schedule now for the next 4 weeks. I thought they had to go at least 2-1. I thought anything less than that would be a real problem. I'm sorry. I know it's early in the season. I think the Kings got a real problem right now. When I'm looking at this upcoming schedule for the next 4 weeks, I don't see a lot of wins on there. And I know, Jerry, you said things can turn in a hurry. And yeah, they can, but I got to see it before I believe it. And I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, it can. We've seen it, but it has to. And the problem they've got now is they're going against much better teams.
Yeah.
Much better teams. And so, on my little prediction of my own, that I had them winning the first 2 games, and I did expect the Lakers to win this game, but I didn't. You didn't know that Luka and LeBron weren't going to play, but I had them 2-1. I thought they had to be, just like you did, because all your weaknesses will be showing up even more going forward if these teams, Oklahoma City and Milwaukee and some of these teams, hey, they're better than what we saw tonight.
Jerry, were you surprised that Isaac Jones only played a minute and change?
Yeah, I was, especially with the foul trouble to Domas. I would have thought he might have been a better fit there, not really attacking the young kid, but I just thought Isaac would have been probably a little better fit, certainly a better chance to score. I mean, there's a chance he can, where the rookie's just not going to score.
And Eubanks, Grant, only played 3 minutes.
Yeah. I just look at the Lakers tonight, and there was a stretch from the third quarter and a couple of minutes into the fourth quarter where Austin Reeves was on the bench. And I'll tell you, and I was watching the Lakers telecast, and they made a really good point. The replay, the length of the replays is absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So bad.
Have a damn time limit on it. And if you can't get it right, then you stay with the original call. And they made a good point. This didn't happen once, but twice when Austin Reeves was on the bench, there were lengthy replay challenges. And they were saying this is really great for Austin Reeves because it's giving him extra rest. And when he came back into the game, what happened? He took over the game in the fourth quarter. I know he had taken over the game prior, but the point was he was logging a lot of minutes. He was handling the ball on every possession. And the replays are absurd, Jerry. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand why the league can't get on top of that. I couldn't agree more. I mean, that is just absolutely asinine. And as you pointed out, I mean, no, I don't think there's any doubt that regardless how the challenges went, it really helped the Lakers because Reeves they had to have on the floor. You know, they're so thin, they had to have him on the floor, and it really helped them. But there should be, in my mind, a 30-second. You know, once the officials go to look at the monitor,
Yeah.
Okay, all of you got three sets of eyes. Look at it, fellows.
And here's the reason why I agree with you on that. The folks back in Secaucus are already looking at it before the refs even walk to the table. So they've already looked at several angles before the refs even get to the table. Trust me, I've been in the replay center in Secaucus. I know exactly what goes on. All right, we were there, and I've been there 3 different times. So I know I have an idea of how it all works. They're in motion before the officials even get to the scores table. So I'm with you, Jerry. You don't need this much time.
No, if in baseball you can put a time clock on pitchers, and make to speed the game up. Why can't you do it? And I'm with you. I was like, okay, you made the call.
Yeah.
You thought it was the right call when you made it. Unless you can see something quickly that makes you say, okay, I missed it. Okay, then change it. Otherwise, let's move on with the game. It's really it not just hurts teams. I think it really takes a lot of steam out of the fans. You're sitting there, you're all pumped up, a little momentum going, and then you just go flat.
Jerry, before we let you get on with your evening, which I would assume would be sleep, what do you think the biggest issue?
No, I'm going out on the town, baby. I'm going out.
You're going out on the town,
Jerry. Our reservations
how much
are
money
at
in
10:30.
your pocket going out on the town?
Well, $10 should take care of it, shouldn't it?
What do you see as the single biggest issue facing this team after 3 games?
Well, I mean, I really do think the offense is probably a bigger problem than the defense. And I mean, the defense, you're not going to be a great defensive team just due to size right now. There's things you can't do anything about that. But I think offensively, it's just got to get more free flowing, more cutters, more. Sound like a hockey guy, but the assist, they get assists that leads to assist. And but I mean, this team needs more extra passes.
Yeah. It's a good show, Ryno, when Jerry brings in a hockey reference.
A dribble pass.
Really good.
And when Jerry's starting to talk hockey, you know that we're going off the rails. When Jerry Reynolds starts talking about hockey, actually it makes my evening. I got to be honest with you. It makes me very
well.
happy.
I did that for you. I need to perk you up a little bit. That's the only way I can think to do it.
Jerry, thank you very much. It's great having you on. We greatly appreciate it.
Well,
Thanks,
enjoy
Jerry.
it. We'll see what happens the next one. Next game up, fellas. Next game up.
You got it. See you, buddy. Take care. Ryno, the other thing I hate seeing the Lakers fans rejoice at the arena in Sacramento. It makes me ill. It really does.
Yeah, they had a couple of moments, but Sacktown took the arena back fairly quickly. Yeah, I mean, Grant, I saw a grown man in a kid's jersey tonight. A Lakers fan. Come on, nobody should see that.
Said Ryno called out the free throw disparity. Props to him. I'm not ignoring the free throw disparity. What I'm saying is there's no rule that says that the teams have to shoot equal number of free throws. And I didn't have an issue with the game was called tonight because the majority of the replays that I saw showed that they were correct. Now, there were a couple that they missed, but they missed calls in all games. That's not why the Kings lost the game. And if you want to talk about free throw disparity, the Kings didn't even attempt to get to the free throw line, with the exception of Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter, and he did draw the foul, and he missed both. But other than that, they didn't make an attempt to get to the line for almost 8 minutes in the fourth quarter when they were in the bonus. I'm not blaming that on the refs.
Yeah, I brought up the disparity simply because you were in a 7-point game. With that big of a disparity, that rarely happens. Rarely.
All right, so we're going to take your phone calls. If you want to call us, there's nothing I like about this team through 3 games. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like the offense. I don't like the defense. The pieces don't fit. I know we're talking about the same thing. This is not a basketball team right now. You know what it is? It's a group of very good, talented individuals. Hopefully they can turn into a basketball team sooner than later, because right now they're not a team. They're just they just have a number of very talented players. That's what they are.
See, I'm not gonna take it that far. There's things that I like. Zach Levine's playing out of this world. Now, I can say that in the same breath say this team is not going to their hot hands. They're not running plays for the players. It was in the fourth quarter, Grant. The Kings call a timeout, and out of the timeout, it's a Dennis Schroeder one-on-one ISO that ends up in a turnover. It just doesn't make any sense. Russell Westbrook has been better for this team. He's helped them more than he's hurt them
He was very
so
good tonight.
far.
He was
Yep.
good tonight.
And
He had a very good game tonight.
he has filled in the hole playing a little bit bigger than the Kings would have been able to play with Keegan out. I think the offense, a couple tweaks here, a couple tweaks there. This team's not really getting out in transition. And when they are, I saw 3 pass breaks ran by Domantas Sabonis. That's an easy tweak. That slows everything up. Guys are out of position. So I want to see Keegan, and I need to see Dennis Schroeder just be a point guard. You weren't brought here to score 20 points. DeMar DeRozan didn't take his first shot until 3 minutes into the first quarter, and then he rails off 8 straight points. It's like, come on, prioritize. You are not the priority offensively, Dennis. Move the damn ball.
Let's get to Gunther. Gunther, go ahead. You're on with Grant and Ryno.
It's Gunther.
Oh, Gunther, I apologize. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you for correcting. Thank you, Gunther.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to bring up one thing that, at 32 seconds when I think there were like 32 seconds left in the game, and the Kings were down by 5. So in my mind, I was like, maybe, it's better to call a timeout during that time so you could advance the ball, and then maybe go for a quick 3, maybe a Zach LaVine 3, quick 3. And it's possible they get to like a 2-point game, and then, it's like a clock difference of 5 seconds or something, hopefully. And then maybe they could, get a stop and come back and hit a quick layup or, a quick 2-pointer to tie the game. But I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Ryno?
I mean, they got the shot clock violation, what we thought was a shot clock violation. They didn't finish the play, which ended up in a long review. I don't have a huge problem with the sequence. My bigger problem was not rebounding the ball, because had you had it, Gunther, you would have been down 3 with the basketball.
Yeah. Hey, Gunther, one other thing. I don't know what your heritage is, but now you know why I didn't do very well in German class, because I mispronounced almost every word. And Gunther or Gunther, those are very popular names over in Germany. So forgive me, but now you know why I did so poorly in German, if that's your heritage.
Yeah, no worries, Grant. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you for calling the show. Good question. We appreciate that. Yep. Ryno, here's the bottom line in all of this. 3 games have all been close. Relatively, what I mean close is, with 5 minutes left, the game's been up for grabs in the fourth quarter every night. Okay? Yeah. You lost a game in Phoenix that, when you look back, you probably feel like you should have won. I'm well aware you didn't have 2 of your starters. Mm-hmm. The game against the Jazz was up for grabs with 1 minute left, and it looked bleak there for a minute, and you found a way to win. And then tonight, the game was up for grabs. They were a one-man band. And as Jerry said, the Kings had no strategy for taking the ball out of Austin Reeves' hands and try to let someone else beat you. In one possession, a key possession, when they did get the ball out of his hands, Jake LaRavia made a clutch 3, which really was the deciding basket in the game. But just they're not able, either they're not able to do what the coach wants them to do, or there's a breakdown in communication. I don't know what's going on, but it just nothing's clicking right now.
So I thought they were stuck in the middle, because if you got too high on the ball handler, the possessions you're talking about where they were sending Austin Reeves on the curl under the hoop, if you got too high on the defender, they could blow by you. And now you're looking at an oop from Aiden, Hachimura, etc. And you didn't have the help down low. And so Keon's doing his best to tail, and there's just too much room for that passer to make the pass. So again, they're stuck in the middle when it comes to personnel. They're trying to puzzle piece this together.
All right, time for a bold prediction. Here's the question. Will Sacramento be 500 at any point the rest of the season?
Yes.
Okay.
You?
I'm going to say no. Because I think they're going to lose to Oklahoma City, even though it's their 3rd game in 4 nights. That will put them at 1-3. And I don't see them winning against these good teams that are all coming in. Forget about the rest of the road trip, coming in after they get back from Chicago, Milwaukee, and Denver, because they're not going to beat Denver unless Denver rests Jokic and Murray. They're not going to win that game. I could see them competing with Milwaukee. I'm not. Chicago's playing very well. They're off to a very good start. It's on the second night of a back-to-back, so I'm not very optimistic there. I think the closest game on this road trip may be Tuesday, because you're playing a tired team that just had 2 double overtime games. They did not have to play anybody more than 30 minutes against Atlanta. So that's a positive. But they play Dallas tomorrow. I'm talking about OKC. Then they're home Tuesday. They might rest a couple guys, but if they do rest, I would think it would be tomorrow as opposed to at home. You normally don't rest players at home.
Yeah, interesting if they do. I mean, still, you have an issue with them resting players. You don't have the SGA issue, but that's a very deep team still in Oklahoma City.
So you think they will be 500 again at some point in this season?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. Yeah, I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. But I think that when they come back from this road, I don't think they're going to win more than one game on this road trip, and then that's going to make that very difficult. So you think they'll go 2-2 on this trip?
No, that's not what I said. I just said I think they'll be at 500 at some point this season. You get Nick Clifford back, Sabonis probably not 100% right now. You get Keegan Murray back into the fold. I think Russ is, for me, the pace with this basketball team looks so much better with Russell Westbrook on the court. And quite frankly, his IQ in terms of timing and where the game's at has been much better than Dennis Schroeder's. So I'll be interested to see where that goes there as well.
Guess who we have for the first time this young season? All the way from across the pond in Serbia, it's Baki. Hello, Baki. How are you?
Hey, I'm so glad I'm back with you guys.
Me too. I am very happy to have you on. What can we do for you, buddy?
I missed you a good time. So I hope we're gonna have a great time in the continuation of the season. So great to see you again. About the game, it's really unbelievable how much things, unfortunately, bad things you can see in only one game. And this one was the game where you lose it from decimated Lakers. So they came without 2 out of 5 or 6 best offensive players of the world. For those who just woke up, Luka and LeBron didn't play the game. So they beat almost full team of the Kings, and they did it with only 2 players, with Ayton and Reeves. Because they lost Vincent, who's very, very good ball handler in the before the halftime. So I will have just no excuse for the Kings right now. And second thing, last 2 seasons somebody called for defense. So what do we have now is they are stepping over the line and making too much fouls. And that's not the way being such aggressive team, because Lakers are, I mean, right now without Luka and without LeBron are sometimes in no man's land. So you can take some points and they call the timeout, but after the timeout they go better. And the third thing, okay, let's I mean, we can discuss about errors and the issues of the Kings till the morning. There is no show that is along to that, so we can discuss everything. So only one thing more is that thing that you already mentioned, Brent, and it's offense, and that's exactly my words from the previous seasons. They don't have the plan. They look like they don't move the ball properly, and then sometimes, as you said, Grant, it turned out to be one-on-one basketball. So it's not the recipe for getting that 50% of wins this year. But I don't know, maybe something will change. But I don't. In my country, they say morning will determine the day. So I don't know if maybe somebody will say this is only game 3, but okay, game 3. But Lakers are also game 3, and they pushed hard with without best players. So
Bobby, good having you on for the first time, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Ryno. Go for it.
Appreciate you, Baki. You know, Grant, Baki's right in this sense. It's not just an offensive issue. You're not causing the defense to move when you're this stagnant. They're
Nope.
standing in place, which
Nope.
is only going to increase the pace for them, the explosiveness, the predictiveness. So, yeah.
Well, they better figure out a way to get Domantas Sabonis into the offense, or they're gonna be lucky to win 30 games this year. They better start figuring a way to make him a not only a part of the offense, a big part of the offense, because he
So,
does a couple of different things. He not only can score and pass, but he gets the other team in foul trouble.
so I don't have my whiteboard, but I drew down here. I don't know if everybody can see. You either have Domas that's in the middle of what we call the nail, where the free throw line is, and colored paint, whatever. He's either moving around side to side, or they have him in the corner. It's just very, very odd, and I don't know if
Doesn't
it's
make
because
sense.
of his injury. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What does make sense if you have a plumbing issue is to get a hold of New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. Give them a call or go to newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines, they do it all. That's New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. 916-713-1010 or newworksplumbing.com. Again, that's New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. Ready to get another call?
Yeah,
Oh, we
let's
just
roll.
lost that one. Never mind. They were on and then they got off. All right. So I want to get to a lot of questions here about the coaching. In all fairness, Doug has had to alter his starting lineup every night. And I'm not making excuses, but in game one, you didn't have Murray, you didn't have Sabonis. Not easy. Game two, you're still without Murray. You're without now all of a sudden, Nick Clifford, who you were playing and you were planning on playing in the mid 20s, maybe 30 minutes a night. You were questionable up until we got closer to the game about Zach LaVine tonight. And listen, I'm aware that the Lakers had some guys out too, but Doug's still trying to find a rhythm with this team. The players are still trying to find a rhythm. And that's why I said I like to judge this team in 5-game increments. But right now, I'm seeing things that to me are red flags with this team. And we're early in the season, and I'm seeing, for my liking, too many red flags.
Yeah, I understand where you're seeing those. I guess I am being just a tad bit more lenient because of all the things you just laid out. This was already an undersized team, and you are without size right now. Neek was supposed to be able to play a little bit bigger, and you don't have him. So, yes, there are things that need to be fixed. I'm not ready to ring the alarm yet. They're playing hard. They're doing some of the things Doug's asking, but the ball's not going their way. They're not getting the 50-50 balls.
Well, so they're losing the game and they're losing the fight?
No, Domantas Sabonis dived on the floor twice tonight after a ball. I thought that was great. You saw the same thing with Russell Westbrook after the Lakers had bullied the Kings while he was on the bench. He comes right in and backs somebody down and let Austin Reeves know we're not going to back down. So I don't think they're losing the fight. I think they're making calculated risks that aren't the right times or the right risks to make. So fine tuning, my friend.
All right, Oklahoma City, Chicago, Milwaukee, Denver. The game's coming up, and I don't know where the wind's coming on this trip. I actually think Oklahoma City is going to be a close game because it's their third game in 4 nights, and they've already had 2 double overtime games. And, again, they play tomorrow night. So I think that could be a closer game than some. I wouldn't be surprised if OKC starts off that game very slowly. But, man, other than that, I don't really know where the wins come from on this road trip. I really don't. I don't like the way they match up against Chicago. I think Milwaukee is a game you could win. I think they've played Milwaukee pretty well over the last couple of years, Ryno. They've been pretty good against the Bucks, but the Bucks team now looks a lot different. So we'll have to wait and see. But let's hope you get some good news here in a couple of days on Neek Clifford, and he's going to come back sooner rather than later because I still want to. He's a prominent piece of this team right now, Ryan. I think we can make that statement. He is a prominent piece of what this team is doing.
Absolutely. And I would add Keegan Murray to that list. Hopefully we get some early news on Keegan Murray and he's able to return sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but it's not going to be through this most difficult stretch of the season. He won't be back for that.
He definitely will not be back for this road trip. I'm not not saying that.
No, what I'm saying though is because I'm going by what the statements are. They put out a statement that he would be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks. So let's take the 4 weeks, okay, from when he had the injury or we probably should go from when he had the surgery. What's 4 weeks from that? 4 weeks from that doesn't get you through the most difficult stretch of this season, which we all agree is coming up here in the next 4 weeks.
Well,
Are you hearing
for
something that I'm not about Keegan? That
no,
he's
nope,
the
I've
reason
not
why I'm
heard.
saying I'm only looking at the calendar here. The calendar tells me the earliest he could be back would be the 3rd week of November, correct?
I'm thinking off the top of my head. Yeah, mid second, early third. Yes,
At the earliest, but
earliest.
that's to be
Earliest.
reevaluated.
Correct. And all I'm saying is some of the Kings have healed sooner rather than later. Devin
Yeah.
Carter did that last year. Demonis Sabonis did that to be here for the home opener.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing out some good karma that hopefully,
I
and
hope you're
also
right.
with Keegan, it not being his shooting hand, I think that helps as
I
well.
hope you're right.
But I'll keep my ear to the ground on that.
Yeah, no, I hope you're right on that. I mean, they need him desperately. All right.
Yep.
Let's get to Nathan. Nathan, go ahead.
Hey, I was just wondering, why did Monk not play in the fourth quarter? Because he was getting pretty hot in like the most of the game, to be honest. I just thought it was kind of weird he got no game time in the fourth quarter.
Ryno, what's the box say in front of you? How many minutes did he play?
Malik played 24 minutes and 29 seconds. 5 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. I think it was more of a defensive decision rather than an offensive decision.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean,
Thanks, Nathan.
I would have to say that, but I know one thing: giving up 127 points to a team without the 2 best players is not very good.
No, I mean Luka, he goes 40 plus in the first 2 games. Now Austin Reeves 51.
Man, I'll tell you, it's you better fasten your seatbelts for this upcoming road trip. Hey, if you can feel better by getting to Bennett's, I know Ryno would feel better if he had, one of those great dishes in front of him, Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com to make a reservation. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Ryno, if you were at Bennett's right now, what would be your go-to right now? What are you in the mood for?
I would be getting the Mexican Gulf shrimp cocktail and going New York prime and a side of the garlic toast to dip the juice.
Bennett'sRestaurants.com. I would give my prime New York is what I'm in the mood for with a nice glass of Cabernet. That would be exactly what I would need right now.
It just looks more like a tri-tip than it does a New York steak.
Oh man,
It's so big and so good.
Yeah, that would make me feel a little bit better after watching that game tonight.
Yeah.
I really thought when the Lakers went up by 11 and the Kings quickly got within 4, I thought they were going to pull it off the comeback, and I thought they were going to win the game. And then just a couple of puzzling sequences down the stretch for this team.
Yeah, the offensive IQ, the decision making, and also this team's passing up at times what I would consider good shots, and in those times oversharing in a phone booth, and you get passes tipped, you get them knocked away, and it's just they got to get together as one unit.
All right, let's get to some more phone calls. Why don't we say hello to David? David, you setting up? Are you good to go or not yet? All right, David's not yet. We'll get back to him in a minute here. So if you want to get in on the program, we would love to have you, and you can talk about this guy. It looks like David is ready now. David,
hey guys,
you put on a shirt for us or what?
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
No.
go ahead.
Hey, so what I noticed about Austin Reeves is that isn't that the kind of player that the Kings fans or maybe the media wants Murray to be in some aspect?
And thank you very much for the question with your camera angle and everything. Ryan, what do you think about Austin Reeves? I mean, obviously, when you talk about the Lakers, it's LeBron and Luka, and then probably Austin is third, right?
Yeah, so if you're talking about where you want him in terms of options, possibly, but in terms of what he does for the Lakers, no, you're not looking for that from Keegan Murray.
David, we appreciate you calling. Try to put on a shirt next time, okay? We're not doing a show on the beach here, okay? Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got a tropical looking shirt. on
Yeah,
their partner.
yeah. And even if you hate my shirt, I'm not coming on without a shirt. Okay, let me promise you
Hey,
that.
I never asked you to come on without a shirt, just for the record.
Oh my gosh. So what do you I asked Jerry this question, Ryan. I'm going to ask you. You were at the arena for the last two games, and maybe you get a different perspective than those of us that watch it on TV, which you can when you're at the game. What do you think is the number one issue for the Kings after 3 games?
Ball movement,
Yeah, me too.
hands down. It's ball movement.
Yep. Yep. I'm with you. This offense looks terrible. It really does. When I mean terrible, I mean there's no flow to it. There's just no flow to this offense at all.
This fan base, I think, can sustain a long season as long as what you just said. There's some flow. It's entertaining at points. This, at times, especially with the starting unit, is throwback to the last month of the season last year, and I think that's going to turn a lot of fans off.
And
You're
when we talk,
wasting
yeah,
players.
yeah. And Ryno, you make a great point about that. And so that's 1A, and 1B is the domino effect of that. Sabonis can't be very happy right now. I'm sorry, he just can't be.
No. And his numbers have not been bad, Grant. When he's not getting shots, he only got 8 shots tonight, Napes. Domantas Sabonis got 8 shots, and you're not putting him in a position to be able to distribute. Usually in the past, it's one or the other, or a little bit of both. Hence the double doubles, the triple doubles. It's not happening.
And you're not going to win a lot of games if you don't include him in your offense. I mean, he is
No.
too good of a player. You've got to get him involved. You just have to get him involved. Hey, before we wrap up the show, I want to tell you about Sunrise Landing. You go to CalusaSunrise.com and you can check out everything at Sunrise Landing. And the phases are moving along very nicely, but they still have some lots available with various homes to choose from. No Mellorews, no homeowners. All right. Good access to I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20. This is a Blozona development project. Go to CalusaSunrise.com and you'll get all the information you need on Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Well, this was a day dominated by football, and a day that the Kings fans were hoping that they would beat the team that they probably disliked the most from the South, and it did not happen. And now they leave tomorrow on a 4-game trip at OKC, at Chicago, at Milwaukee, at Denver, and they better be real careful or they could get buried in this Western Conference real soon.
Yep. Only up from here, I would say, especially on the injury front and just flow wise. I mean, Grant, maybe you galvanize a little bit on the road. You get out of town. It's a 5-game trip or a 4-game trip. Who knows? It helps the team possibly.
We will be on tomorrow at 3:00. Yes, indeed. Fox Sports Sacramento, 104.7 FM, 890 AM. If you have not yet checked out the show, do so. I start at 3:00, and we'll be talking a lot of football tomorrow as well. That is 3 to 6, Monday through Friday on Fox Sports Sacramento. You can also download the Fox Sports KSAC app. If you're out of the area, not a problem. You can listen to the show whenever you want. Some final thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, I had Vic, who is a listener, and I believe he works here, and also Dell, who is a longtime usher, come up and say hello to me tonight.
Awesome.
They wanted me to pass along their regards to you and
Thank you.
how much they miss you, and then
Thank you.
also how much they support the channel and how sick they are about Cam Scatterbill.
Yeah, boy. Well, we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow. Devastating injury. He already had surgery.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Hey,
for him.
are you doing a King's Court tomorrow?
10 a.m. King's Court, right here. And then we'll be at practice as well.
Sounds great. Hey, have a good evening, everybody. Hopefully things will turn around. All right. Hopefully things get a little bit better. Ryno, have a good night. Drive safely.
Thank you, Napes. Hey, it's a good day. You know why? Because I got one of the free electric chargers. So you know what?
Ah,
Positives out of negatives here in Kingsland.
I love it.
Positives.
Have a good night, buddy.
All right, buddy. You too.
All right. So for everyone else, again, hope you can join us beginning tomorrow, the King's Court in the morning, as you heard from Ryno, and then a busy show tomorrow at 3:00. Appreciate all of you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.